Hey, quick question. When you say Japan, what comes to mind? Sushi, samurai, maybe cherry blossoms, right? But here's the crazy part. The people who live there, they don't actually call it Japan. They say Nippon or sometimes Nihon. So how did the rest of the world end up calling it Japan instead?
The story actually starts with Marco Polo. Yeah, that famous explorer. Back in the 13th century, he's in China and hears about this distant island full of riches called Cipangu. He writes about it in his journals, all the gold, the exotic stuff, and Europe goes wild. But here's the thing. Cipangu wasn't what the Japanese actually called their own country. Marco Polo basically got the name from a Chinese pronunciation of Japanese characters.
Now it gets trickier. The Japanese call their country Nihon, which literally means origin of the sun. In Japanese, you read it as Nihon or Nippon, but the Chinese pronunciation sounded more like Jipan, and when Marco Polo heard that, it came out as Cipangu in his writings. So you see, a little mispronunciation, a little translation, and suddenly the outside world has a completely different name for a country.
A few centuries later, the Portuguese show up in Asia. They read Marco Polo's journals, pick up Cipangu, and turn it into Japão. And from there, the name spreads across Europe. Eventually, the English version sticks, Japan. So basically, the name we all use today is the result of explorers hearing things wrong and passing it along.
Here's the cool part. Inside Japan, people still say Nihon or Nippon, a name that's meaningful, historic, and tied to their identity. Meanwhile, the rest of the world says Japan, and this isn't unique. It happens all over. China isn't called China by the Chinese. Korea isn't called Korea by the Koreans. The list goes on. Names aren't just words. They're identity, history, and sometimes a bit of a mix-up from travelers 600 years ago.
If you thought that was wild, wait until you hear why Korea isn't called Korea by the people who live there. Hit follow and let's unravel the next naming mystery.